The Music for All National Honor Band has changed the way I perform. It's made my tone better. I've never played in a group that's been this talented all around before, and it pushes me to practice more, to work on little details rather than the overarching idea.
You know, these are all the top players from all over the country and probably all state in each one of their states. I don't know where else you would have that sort of an ensemble put together for a performance.
Music for All has pushed me as a player in so many ways, especially by surrounding myself with people that are at such an incredibly high level, because surrounding yourself with that sound, that musicianship, and that care is something that really puts you in a totally different place than where you are in high school. And I think it's really important to do that as much as you can to prepare yourself for the real world.
I could tell, even when I walked down the hallways before my first rehearsal, they were doing sectional rehearsals, and just hearing the music that was coming out of those rooms, I was already encouraged before I had even given my first downbeat, because I could tell these students had really done their homework. Even more impressive than their talent, I think, is already the great attitude that I've witnessed with these students. Very positive, very supportive of one another.
Well, I came here first when I was a sophomore, and I was a little scared at first because, you know, people were so much better than me, it seemed. But I made a lot of new friends from all over the country, and that kind of inspired me to come back, because a lot of them came back my second year, and I was able to make new relationships then with people who just really, really love music.
The best part about participating in Honor Band of America are the faculty that I get to work with. Working with Colonel Colburn has been an absolutely stunning experience, and then also Dr. Collier, the percussion instructor. Just the faculty has really made it a great experience for me.
You know, I mentioned that Mussorgsky was not a lightweight. I picture him boom, boom, boom. You know, not in a way that is overly heavy, but it should sound like a step or a stride of a large guy. Okay, so let's see if we can give it a little more weight to each one of those quarters. Still good length, but not da da da.
Colonel Colburn, he really listens really, really well at certain parts, where he finds all of these little details and pulls them out and makes each section work even harder. And then when everything comes back together again, it sounds 10 times better than it did before.
I really feel that what we do as players is as much about what we hear as it is about what we see, okay? So you have to be careful in a large group, because there could be reflected sound, there could be other things that throw you off. But we never want to disregard what we hear, okay? So we're always marrying up what we see, in terms of the stick, with what we're hearing all around us. So I never want you to just be watching. I always want you to be listening first, but then verifying that with what you see, okay? And it's those two things that will really make an ensemble truly play together. I try to treat my student musicians the same way that I treat my professional musicians. And I think for some of those students it's a little bit of a surprise to see they know that I'm a Marine Corps colonel, they're afraid I'm going to yell at them and bark orders at them. And I think it's perhaps a surprise, and hopefully a pleasant one, to see that I treat them with a high level of respect, and they deserve that respect.
And I know that a lot of people probably don't try out because they don't think it's possible for them to make it. Do try out. Like my sophomore year, I would not have expected to make it, and I did. So take any chances and any opportunities that throw themselves at you. This one is a really good one.
You can go to someone who speaks an entirely different language, who lives in a different country, who's facing different hardships and has an entirely different lifestyle than you, and you can play them music, or they can play you music, and you understand each other, and you understand what people are feeling, their emotions, what they're going through, simply by what they can play and what they can compose, and you hear it in their playing. And I think that it gets down to that real human connection of emotion rather than just speaking to each other, just listening to each other play.